Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight on this stream, we are jumping back. We're jumping back to March 2020 when Katie and Toad were searching for their conscience. No, they were searching for religion or a cult, or we don't know. They love their labels and I don't, but you can check the description box and check out more info that, I can't get straight, plus the timestamps. So that's a big reminder. You want to live your best life with those timestamps. Then you can just fast forward through all this shit. This isn't shit. I think that this gives you time to breathe, prepare for, let your brain know. I've got mine tied down. I've got my brain tied to my head tonight. There's no getting away.
I can't think.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I almost feel like I need to say welcome back to myself. Where have I been? That's something else to discuss tonight. We are jumping into, let's just call it the Cactus Cadillac, because that's my kind of car, not is it the DeLorean? Is it the Dolores or DeLorean? I'm so confused because I watched Back to the Future and Westworld when I was unwell. I know in 2 days I've watched so much. Rewind. Yes, March 2020, they are shopping for a religion or a conscience, like I said. No, probably not that, because they don't know what that is. These are two, in my opinion, stunted people, but we'll get into them. Let's talk about us. Hello, Cactus crew. How the fuck are you going? Oh my goodness. Like I said, I have been unwell, but I don't want to talk about me. I have totally missed you guys. Oh, Will, thank you so much for always providing the, when I'm bouncing off the walls and don't know which it is, DeLorean or Dolores. Do you reckon maybe he called it Dolores first instead of DeLorean? And then he was like, no, I can't call it after a girl. Everyone calls their cars after girls. I'm going DeLorean. Yeah. I can't ask anyone that, can I? Okay. Like I said, check the description because it's more put together than what my mouth says. Gosh, I'm shaking inside. Shaking inside. I don't know whether it's excitement or, yeah, I feel like I've been away for too long. Okay, let me just breathe. Let's all do a breathe. A breathe? A breath. That was beautiful, wasn't it? I forgot to breathe in the right nostril and stuff. Okay. You can check the description box for all extra info, links, timestamps. The timestamp people there living their real life. Are they living their real life or their extra life? By using timestamps, you can just bypass all this dribble shit. Boom, 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 Bob's your uncle. Unless he likes to be called Robert, because, fuck. Because my friend does like to be called Robert, not Bob. And he's an uncle. Fuck, we are so far off track. Come on, brain. It's because I've maybe have just shifted from where I've tied it on. Should we just get into it? I need to say, I want to the thing I love about watching these two, my brain is just, here for Toad, really. he is like the dynamic of their relationship is what I love just watching. Like I tune out to what they say. So if I miss stuff, please put a timestamp below in the comments and I'll chuck it in the description because I don't know what I'm doing with timestamps. I'm torturing myself by rewatching it because I'm too slow to do it as I go. Yeah, fuck. So what should we do? What should we do? Should we do this? Yeah, the dynamic of them as a couple. We've got Katie, in my opinion, the narcissist wife who runs the roost of the house, but she's not, because Frida, as I've just posted on my Twitter, this is why we are late. I'm late. I am now we. Fuck me, Dad. Let's just watch it. And then as my information and my brain warms up, the information will come. I'm so sorry, guys. This is compared to where I was on Wednesday, I'm surprised I'm even able to use my brain. Maybe I've done more damage than what I think. Will I even need brain cells for this? Nope. It's the same old bullshit. But yeah, March 2020, Katie does a live, Friday Night Live with my hubby. Also, my version was blurry, and then I went to her version and it's blurry, and I never went back to my version, so we're still at hers, and fuck it, I'll give you a view because you love your cult shit. Okay, where are we? Looking at the stars. Where are we? My brain doesn't want to press play. Fuck, guys. Should we do another breath? Dolores, where's your... oh my God, Dolores in the DeLorean? Because, yeah, I watched the act. I think everything's mushed together. When she sat in the DeLorean, like that was a dream come true for me, watching her. Okay, fuck. Let's get into this shit. Without a fucking conscience. Without a fucking cactus ball, can't find my cactus brain, can't figure out how to press play.
It was loud.
It was loud. Hey guys, did you know I'm going live? I just got a notification from YouTube.
It was loud.
It was loud. It was really loud. I've turned my email off. How are you guys? Welcome. Welcome to my channel. This is my husband, Todd.
Hi.
So tonight, Todd and I did a video last week where I opened up about a
Sorry, brain's cutting in already. But who remembers like watching this live and just going, holy gee, that's her husband? Like, oh, and then I was like, is that David Easton version 2? And yeah, took that sip of beer and we were watching Janelle. If Janelle had a brain, well, I don't know. Imagine Janelle if she actually got her shit together and like Katie just by chance, like, caught a fish.
Time in our lives where I got involved in a rock band, sort of evangelical Pentecostal light cult. Yes, rock. And my husband, who when we first met,
I am sitting on.
no, like,
you understand my legs are a lot longer.
I know, but you're blurry. You're blurry.
I know. Here,
Okay.
No, I look like a monster.
You don't look like a monster.
Okay,
we're having some technical issues, you guys. I'm just trying to direct him, and he's just like,
how's that?
That's better. Let me just maybe. Okay. Are you seriously trying to do that with your eyeballs right now? Okay. Stop it. You're so ridiculous. Okay. So back in 2015, I persuaded my husband to go to the cult with me, although I didn't know it was a cult at the time. And my husband's mom was in the middle of battling kidney cancer.
Well, yeah. It started out as kidney cancer, but by the time
it metastasized.
By the time it was caught, it was in her brain, and yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Have we watched this before? Have I done this? See, I don't know. When I created my own torture chamber last year and, started talking like her. or she's talking like me. Anyway, I remember like Katie is just so disconnected from the emotional effect every time she brings up Toad's mum passing away from cancer. Like you just see, like he looks down, look at him now. It's just like reminded of the pain, and because he went into this really deep depression after that. I know this from all the shit that we've watched. I'll post it below. There's a video that we did on Toad. It's called Toad's Stool. Perfect, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, they're like teenagers sitting next to each other, and like they touched, and she got all giddy, and then she was joking and flirting. They are just so fucking immature, and it's so obvious. But have we been here before recently? As long as we haven't been here this year. But it feels like we have been here recently. Fuck. Okay. Oh, Katie, that top is not for you. You don't have the top, especially with that short hair when she turns on the side. It's so, oh my God, do you know what? It's so, not Tom and Kate. What's his name? John and Kate plus 8. When Kate used to correct John. Oh, that was scary. Oh my God, remember those days? Well, the paper fucking plates pissed the shit out of me. Anyway, no one watches that crap or can remember. Let's go back to watching Toad. He's also promoting all that shit, like hashtag stuff, like Heathen, healed and made. Yeah. At the end of this, well, not at the end, we're going to like, jump through it because no one's got time. Also, no one's got time to listen to me, but I really need to say, I found the Naked Diner episode. The first one, she did 2. And the one where she talks about when she first met Toad and he didn't want to date anyone that was, religious. Although Katie was brought up like strict Catholic, and it wasn't until her grandfather passed away, apparently, in this article, that's when she left the church. And that's why I really want to focus sort of a topic on religion. There's so much. And there is articles. I'm better at talking now, and I'm good in edited videos, not so much live. Okay, let's just fucking press play and watch this shit. I don't know where to look. I don't have my anchor yet, the thing that just I can get through this by staring at this.
Okay. So Ardell, his mother, got sick, and so did my uncle, Chuck. And they both did they both pass away relatively? It was pretty close to each other.
I think Chuck die in that spring?
He was in December, I think.
Oh, okay.
Was he? I don't remember. It was such a blur. Anyways, my uncle got sick, who was my my aunt's husband, and it was my aunt's husband that my mom was the closest to. So it was the uncle that I was around the most as a child, and I was really close to his sons. And he had vascular disease, and then he passed away, and he was only just over his very early 60s. And then Todd's mother ended up getting, she developed kidney cancer, but by the time that it was caught or actually found, she had a seizure, and they did a scan in the hospital, and they had found lesions on her brain. Yep. And so by the time they diagnosed her, it was in her lungs, her kidneys, her brain, and soft tissue. And her soft tissue.
I'm sorry, I was going to let it run, but it's so fucking disrespectful, isn't it? Even just why go into that kind of detail? Why do strangers need to know all that? And the person that you love the most, this is their mother, the son especially, has a major connection with the mum, just like a father-daughter. But I think mother-son is fucking, tighter. Well, let's not do battle with that. But yeah, with no fucking respect to his fucking feelings and what he went through. God, I'm too much of a fucking empath for this shit. I can't put my heart on the shelf. I can put my brain on the shelf, but then I'd be you too, wouldn't I? What is that red fucking patch? Is that tobacco patch? It's a round one, hey? Okay. Why did you put it below your sleeve? Do you want to show it off? Do you want to show? Why don't you just roll it up? Let's get grease going, Sandy and grease. Oh my God, why did I just so disrespect everything then? And I thought the Coldplay, like, you know, sing off with Natalie Imbruglia was brutal. I just brutalized it even more. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, it's good. It's good you don't know.
Tissue. So it was stage 4 when she was finally diagnosed, and she had a very, very grim prognosis at that point.
6 months, I think.
Yeah. And I think from the time that she was diagnosed until the time that she ultimately passed away, it wasn't even a year.
I think it was around 10 months.
10 months. I think she was diagnosed in August.
She died in the
and she
following
died in June.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time, obviously we had that going on. We were dealing with Todd's father, who was struggling with.
I'm sorry. Is it look at my bruises, show and tell? Did he deliberately want us to see that bruise, just like he deliberately wants us to see that circle? Is that where Katie ties you to the, I don't know, linen cupboard or something? What the hell? Are you doing signals code instead of toad? I've lost my marbles, haven't I? I've just got to let it play. I still don't know where to look. I can't look at Katie. I've decided I can't look at Katie. But then do I really want to look at Toad? Look at those eyes, man. It's fucking AILEEN WURONUS. You know, fucking Google pronunciation. They don't have that word. That's the only word. So WURONUS, eyes. That's like when you've done so much. Well, the only people I know in my world that have eyes like Toad are meth addicts. When you're just so fucking high and you exaggerate that by lifting your eyelids even further. And yeah, someone I know used to do it, and I'm just like, fuck, get some drops in there. Your eyes must be so dry. But yeah, he's got some eyelashes. Give them to Katie.
The magnitude of what we were facing, and
He didn't want her to be in any sort of facility. He wanted her
at home,
and he fought
tooth and
nail.
nail.
And
yeah.
he finally did get to have her. She ended up passing away at home.
Right, and he also like delayed hospice and put her through chemo that she didn't really want to go through, and it was just very hard. We had to have like advocacy meetings where the hospital kind of sat him down and had to help him understand the reality. He was just really struggling, and put a lot of stress on all of us because we wanted to help him, but we also wanted to help him understand where we were at. I think a lot of us knew because, and when my husband and Todd and I first got married, when we first met, one of the first things he asked me was whether or not I was religious. And I was like, no. And he said, well, I can't marry someone that's religious. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I don't go to church. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And he was like, I'm an atheist. And I was like, that's great. Yay. But apparently one of his girlfriends was kind of, I don't know, religious or something. And that was like an issue or something. I don't remember. No.
I hate this, like how I think this, I think that. He's right there. You want him to correct you, just like it's something that you do, this weird thing when they correct and you're like, oh, that's right. That's right. I put that there for you to say that. I am the genius that knew that. Fucking pause of the century. Wow. I've never been able to do downturned face. Have you guys? Anyway, fuck, what was I going to say? Yeah, a lot. Would you go on a second date with Toad? Seriously, would you go on I'm like, Toad, if I went on a date with him, I would be, you know, we sit down at the table, blah, blah, like first beer, whatever. Because that's the only thing they have in common is drinking, in my opinion. But yeah, I need to go to the toilet and I'd head to the toilet and then fucking bolt it. I don't know. That's just me. And it's probably rude, but this is serial killer vibes in my opinion. That is so bad, isn't it, to say? In my opinion, though, Katie, look, I'm vibing on the left side now.
Do I remember things wrong? I don't know. That's irrelevant.
I just didn't want to at my age when Katie and I met. Are we supposed to?
The microphones are there.
I know, but when Katie and I met, I was
Still low.
38. And at that point in my life, I this is going to sound really bad, but I didn't want to have to deal with somebody who wasn't on my same political and I don't know, religious level or lack of religious level at that point.
You wanted to have shared common values.
So
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine his surprise when I decide we're gonna go to church.
But Katie, your whole fucking life, you were raised Catholic. In my opinion, I don't know. I think it was an old video of True Ball of Wax, and she was talking about how Katie hates her parents, and I believe that that's true. Katie has this fixation on Catholics, Christianity, religion, and hates that. But I feel like she hates how her parents raised her. She blames them in a way, but then she can't see herself in them because in a way she's got to blame herself if she blames them. Oh my God, look at me putting 1 and 1 together. What does that equal, Cactus crew? Well, I don't know, but look at this. This is good for a first date. And I don't think the dogs are in there yet, although, okay. Yeah, Toad doesn't really have good shoulders either. Okay. Where are we? I had a good point. Now I'm fucking it up with dribble because I don't want to go back. Okay, we have to go back. We have to go. Now, press the fucking button, Bill. I don't want to because look how happy they are. They're so happy in this picture perfect moment.
We dabbled in the dark arts.
We were never going to go to church. In fact, remember when we first had Vaughn and there was this
That nurse.
well, no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how when we were looking for a daycare and there was one at a church and we were like, no, we will not support that. We will not pay a church to take care of our son because we didn't want the money to give money to a church.
Well, and I didn't want him to be
indoctrinated
at such a young age.
Right. Because even though it was a separate entity, the money and the supporting
Okay, this is why we are going to have to go back into the articles because there's an article that Katie wrote that I've read recently where their son went to Sunday school when they went to this church and he was happy and he was with friends and like Jesus was part of their life and everything. And then it's scary how they took that away from him. Like these parents don't know what they stand for. At this age, they're still searching for them, like for something. Like, what do you do when you're going through the hardest fucking thing? Well, you turn to your parents and your friends, but obviously these guys don't have that. They've isolated themselves because in my mind, from my point of view, and Katie, using my eyeballs, I believe that you two are alcoholics. I think Toad might be on the way to sober town, but he only does that by avoiding you 24/7 because you smell like booze. Just fucking radiates from your sweat onto your pillows. Yeah, we've got to go to my Twitter later on. I found Katie's old Instagram and yeah, a bit of polygamy going on. The assumptions that I could just come up with and we will put together a puzzle. I've thrown myself off again. It's the haircut, it's the shoulders, it's see how Toad's leaning in like he's submissive. He's not, I feel, yeah, he's just not, he's not the dominant one. He doesn't wear the pants. Yeah, fuck, we should stop I should stop interrupting because I don't want to go back. I really don't want to. Should we skip ahead? Should I put it? There's no, yeah, okay, fuck, okay. Breathing seems to work when we breathe through the holes in our head.
We want to support the church. Anyways, we go back, and this is not an anti-church stream. We're literally just for an entity, the money and the supporting, we want to support the church. Anyways, we go back, and this is not an anti-church stream. We're literally just sharing where we came from and where we were and how we got there.
Freedom of religion, baby.
So if you are a Christian, we are not hating you. If you are not a Christian, we are not hating you. We are sharing our experience.
If you're a heathen,
if you're a heathen, if you're whatever, everyone is welcome here. What is not welcome here are chat comments telling my husband to leave the family. Okay, those will get deleted even if you are a member.
Is that why you got tripped up there?
Yes. Okay.
That would have to be a fucking lie, wouldn't it? She's lying that someone in the chat, like there's a message retracted or whatever, and she's just bullshitting that said her husband should leave the family. Like with the whole pagan heathen, I'm probably saying it wrong, but I know people that believe that kind of stuff, and I just feel like he's a tryhard. I feel like he doesn't fully understand, and so when he tries to explain it, well, no, he doesn't explain it. Katie explains it, but she can't explain anything because she doesn't understand anything. Because they're just two leaves blowing in the wind. There's no branch. There's no tree. There's no roots. In literal, general, and yeah. Oh my, there's just a gap. This gap is annoying me. Someone close the gap. Move over, Toad. Move over. Okay. Fuck. I've got to let it play. But you understand my problem, right? This is torture. I'm just going to go and hang out with the chat for a minute and let it play.
So where we're going to go from here is in February or in December, right before Christmas, 2014, I went to this church, I believe, maybe it was 2015. I don't remember. But I went to this church and I was like convinced that this is where we needed to be because everyone was so nice. They had coffee. They pretended to be super amazing. They said they were super open, that they didn't judge anyone, that everyone was welcome. And it was all very like done in a way where you thought what you were getting was a progressive form of modern day Christianity, but it wasn't, right?
Yeah, we soon we were able to lift the veil. We found the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah. So when I did a stream a couple weeks ago, I talked about how we like got involved in this thing, how it took up all of our time, how I was volunteering. We were volunteering on Sundays. We were going to groups on Mondays. Sometimes we had 2 groups a week. I was doing women's group. You didn't do a men's group, did you? No, he didn't do a men's group. But it was like we were super invested. And then our friends were in this group. And then the pastor was always telling us to only be friends with the people in the group. And we would go to these groups at his house on Monday nights, right? Yeah. And it would be like, we're not going to judge you guys, but let's do a worksheet where we talk about how all the people that are out there are not doing the right form of Christianity and how they're not the right people and what you're doing better. That's literally what we did, right? Every week. There was a week, remember when we did the week about marriage and it had to do with premarital sex. And the pastor was like, if you have guys, but let's do a worksheet where we talk about how all the people that are out there are not doing the right form of Christianity and how they're not the right people and what you're doing better. That's literally what we did, right? Every week. There was a week, remember when we did the week about marriage and it had to do with premarital sex. And the pastor was like, if you had a friend that was in their 30s and was decided to be intimate with a partner outside of marriage, what would you tell them about your thoughts about what they were doing? Do you remember that question?
I do not.
Oh my God, I almost lost my mind. I literally almost lost my mind. Like, are you seriously going to tell me that I have to tell my 35-year-old friend Betsy that she can't go get some because it's against God's will?
So you lost me. So 35-year-old Betsy, she's not married to anybody. There's no connection to anybody intimately, and she wants to go,
Yeah.
This is YouTube, so I can't.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
You guys know what I'm talking about. But so basically, he was saying that as her friend,
the right thing would do would to tell her not to do that. So we were supposed to like tell people that were like consenting adults that it was not Christ-like. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? What if Betsy was married? And this is just a hypothetical Betsy. What if Betsy was married and she got a
God, you guys, when you talk about your sex, it's just like watching the Duggars. I want to get past that first kiss. Katie, wow, sex and your giddy husband thinking about Betsy. Wonder what Betsy is up to. God, she's living the life. She's not married. I should have made that choice, but I didn't. Well, guess what I did? That's what I always feel. Katie just had to settle for like her beliefs. She had to get married and have a child to like, that's what she just fell into society expectations, gave in, could not live an independent life, was not strong enough because she didn't know she didn't know who she was. you know, what she believed in. She's still searching for that. Whereas me, I knew when I found out that I can't look after plants, that's when I knew I could not look after children. And I never wanted to have children, you know, and I never wanted to end up with a fucking loser like this. You know, respected myself a bit too much. And fuck, like the bar is so high now. Katie, your bar was so low. Anyone would step over it. I remember there's something, and he said that you said the first time you saw him or their first date, you're like, he's mine. I'm going to marry him or something. Because that's just, you'd latch on to anyone, even if you got nothing in common. Like he took you to a Kiss gig. You went and watched Kiss. You hated it. You hated it. Kiss, man. And you make fun of him for being into Kiss. If you look at Toad, I feel like I might be Team Toad, but, you know, if we're going to take team sides, I'm left of the room right now. Toad, if you look at his little studio room, fucking filled with personality, stuff he's into. You, what is this? Fucking 1990, how old were you in 1992 or something, you know? When you stopped growing as a person, I reckon at maybe 13, 14, you hit the terps, the bong, hanging out with your Jehovah's Witness boyfriend. Yeah, I've seen those pictures, looking pretty stoner person. Katie, I don't know. You do the labels better than me, okay? I suck at labels.
A divorce, and she already gave away her V card. What if Betsy just wanted to go get some fun and get some jollies off, and I'm going to call her up and be like, hey, Betsy, Jeremiah said that.
I would hope that Betsy would tell you that.
Yeah.
So it's nobody's business is what it is.
Oh, Betsy's in chat. Yeah, Betsy, we're not talking about you, but we love you, Betsy. So
Betsy, do whatever you want.
Yeah, Betsy, you go, girl. You go get some. But this to me was so funny because there was people in the group that literally were like, I would tell Betsy not to do it. I would remind Betsy that when you do that, you are joining your Fundy say. So I'm telling you, we were getting fundy doctrine. So you can't make everything about
that they do for work.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up in bed.
Like if you traveled with your coworker who was of the opposite sex, therefore you are going to have an affair. Or, you know, because he'd always say nobody plans to have an affair. So you need to plan how not to have an affair.
How about you don't sexualize everything, Jeremy?
You can't say that.
I can't say that.
No.
Oh, well. Sorry, YouTube. Well, how okay.
You have to get creative. You just can't hyper everything. You know, you can't make everything about sex, right?
Well, and that's what those fundies do, though.
Right.
Everything is about that.
It is. And everything that he did was about that.
But we're human. I mean, everything pretty much is. Not like all the time, but when you think about it, like without sex, can I say that, YouTube? Well, I feel like that's a good word, like the words that I've used, you know? Fuck. Yeah, like fuck. Like like having children, we wouldn't be here without sex. Plus, we're primitive beings, like instinct and smell and, you know, all that. You're into Charles Darwin, right? You named your cat. Did she know? What are their pet names? I don't even want to know. Heathen boy and atheist girl.
I was looking through a lot of our old talks, and it was either give us money.
Yeah, cash out your 401k.
Cash out your 401k so we can build a church.
Build a building.
I'm jealous of people that have big churches because I don't have one. The other talks, he always talks about that.
I know, I was gonna say that I think that speaks to something else.
And then
Exactly, Toad. I feel like I was on the same page there. Like, you know, because you get it, don't you? Because your church is not big. I forgot even what the saying was because, Toad, how are we on the same page? And Katie just missed it. Oh, fuck, because Katie, you brought us here and now we can't get past it. I am putting me and Toad. No, okay, we're not together. We're not together. We are far away. Okay, fuck and fuck my life right now.
would always talk about how he would always talk about marriage. He would say that men need sex, and it's a woman's duty to give sex to their man because that's the only way a man connects with his wife. Seriously. And that's what the fundies say. So I'm telling you, we were getting fundy doctrine packaged in a bow to look like it was modern, and it was not modern at all.
Well, yeah.
I
don't even know what to say because I don't want to.
Well, you know,
I don't get your channel trouble, but yeah, I told Katie this the other day that I went into it kind of with my BS meter. It was pretty high. And I mean, I'll admit, when I first started going there, I kind of liked it just because we were in such a horrible state of mind.
Yes.
That and the pastor and this is where I think this is where Katie uses, it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but she uses the word cult to describe this church because the pastor is very I don't know, charming. I mean, he's charismatic. He's charismatic. He's funny.
He's very funny. He's like, he wants to be the rock star. He wants to be.
I think.
That's what a pastor of a church or a priest is. They are like, they have to be like that, Katie. They have to be welcoming. They have to relate to people. You feel like it was scammed, but you went there looking for fucking comfort and you got it. And then when you used up every fucking opportunity by playing the good girl, doing, I'll go Mondays, you go Wednesdays, blah, blah, blah. I'll do the women's group, fully working it to see what you can get out of it. Because, Katie, you don't need emotional fulfillment. You're not looking for that because you don't have emotion. So either does Toad. Toad went in there with a bullshit meter already, chirping up. I don't know what's happening in my brain, like him walking in with like a piece of shit and it's changing color, but like it's his own shit, so it's like Toad shit. Ooh, okay, back to the point. What does Toad shit look like? I've got so many questions. I'll get this because spirit animal, my spirit animal is a snail. My nephew, I'm just going to throw this in because I spoke to him today and he gave me the best fucking snail fact in the world. Snails, when they poo, they like flick it up from the back and it goes over their head. Ah! That is incredible. Imagine a snail playing soccer, because the goldfish one. If you haven't seen the goldfish playing soccer, what are you even doing on YouTube?
I think he probably in his childhood, he probably wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I always kind of pictured him as a kid, like standing in front of the mirror.
Well, and he would the reason why I called him like that was because he had a lot of the characteristics of a charismatic cult leader. Right?
I agree. But what I'm saying is, so the way that he sort of structured his talks or whatever you want to call it on Sundays was, it was he kept it interesting. Like he kept it wasn't boring. I mean, he threw in jokes and he.
The same jokes over and over and over. Right. He constantly talked about how good looking he was. I'm not even joking. That was like his favorite thing to talk about was how good looking he was. And then like fart jokes and whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. So like that's that was one of the things that kind of kept me going back because
it was entertaining.
It was entertaining. And even though my BS meter was up, I could kind of look past some of the things that really bothered me that he said that was like very, along the lines of the.
So you kept going back because you needed support. You needed something to take your mind off the reality of what was going on. And, what made you seek out a church group when you're both atheists? That's the biggest fucking question here. Because I know for me personally, when I went through the biggest fucking grieving session of my life, I sought out a group that dealt with that specific loss. Like, there's so many groups and I'm not talking just online. This was a physical group that I went to, and we all shared the same thing, and it was so empowering. Because you're not alone, and you guys are so fucking negative. Even in a time of desperate need for someone to be there for you, you've already got your defenses up. You've already gone in there with your fucking bullshit meter. Why? You are you don't know who you are. You're just so blind. Obviously, you need the church. You enjoy it. Are you ashamed? What's going on here? Katie, did you even say that to Toad maybe on your second day that, oh, by the way, my parents are Catholic. I was raised Catholic. My whole family, my grandma, my grandpa, dating back, we are all part of the Christian church. No? Because the only man that you could get wanted you not to be religious in order for your marriage to happen. And then straight up, you were like, done. I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist now. Yeah, I've got the posts. It went from December, I think it was December 2016 or 17. You did a Facebook post and you were like, this is me, barefaced. I'm a wife. I was going to say a husband, but you do wear the pants. I'm a Catholic or this. And then it was March or something the next year, only 5 months later, I'm an atheist and that's what I write about on my pathios. And it's so easy for you to jump to one to the other. You don't even have any rooted system in. It's so easy for you to label it a cult, dismissive. They were so negative, but they got you through it. You don't see the positives of the fucking situation ever. You were so focused on the negatives always. That must be fucked up, man. That must be fucked up. I always look for the positives in the situation. Paulsons, hey? Paulsons and positivity. Not in this house. Everyone is unwell and stunted. Oh, shit. Okay. Fuck. I just remembered where we are.
The fundy doctrine. And so little by little, I just started to really I didn't like going there anymore, just because I like Katie said, all the after about 9 months or so,
he recycled the same thoughts.
Yeah, everything. It was almost like we were watching reruns of TV shows, because it was the same thing
over and over and over again.
And
I wonder if individual thought exists between you two twits. Are you able to like different things? Automatically, Katie, just because Toad isn't into it, because his bullshit meter is going off, you're like, oh my God, now I've got it. Because there's an article, and I will read this. I'll put them out, whenever I get them done next week. But you say, I think it's called How I Found My Way Home. And it's the most grounded Katie that I've ever come across. And, during this time, you talk about how you're not going to share stuff about your son because you can see that you're, disrespecting his privacy in the long run. You're just so clear-minded. I think you are trying to be what Toad wants, but you aren't his person, Katie. You don't even have SEX. Katie's words, not mine. I'll link that video below if you haven't seen it, but then do you really want to? Do you need to after this? The gap is getting bigger. Look, he's leaning away now. I can see chair. I can see chair. I still can't see any dogs though. Okay, I can see chair. We are progress.
And I don't know. I just
But it was that's what I'm saying. It was the same talks. It was give me money. Give me more money. Men and women should not be friends. Women should be the men should be the leaders. Women, let your husbands be leaders. Husbands be ladies, make sure you give your hubby some spanky time. And hubbies, make sure you give your wife some talky talk time, because that's all she needs. That's all she wants. And the only way she's going to give you some spanky is if you do the talky talk. I mean, that's what he's talked about constantly. And he was always talking about how you can only do this in the under of a marriage. And that, his other thing was for young people who are considering getting intimate, he would say to them, well, we want to have this, or we're doing this. We're doing the hokey pokey. And he would say, you either need to stop the hokey pokey or you need to get married. And so then kids would get married to do the hokey pokey.
They may have been ready to do the hokey pokey, but
they were not ready to get married.
So now, because God says that you can't partake in that activity unless you're married, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna bring these two people together in a contract.
Yes.
And, you know, just because, you know,
Was
doing a natural act, but not being married is just so messed up. But we're gonna put these two young people into a situation where they're probably not ready for it, and then they're probably gonna get divorced, and
Right.
they might actually have kids by this time, and so it just creates a mess.
Right. And he was married.
Where they're probably not ready for it, and then they're probably gonna get divorced, and
Right.
they might actually have kids by this time, and so it just creates a mess.
Right. And he was married. He and his wife got married really young so they could do the hokey pokey. And he would always make a joke about that. Well, why do Christians get married so young? So they can do the hokey pokey. Like, that was literally what he would say. So then there would always be.
Yeah. Makes sense. Does it? Look at Toad. He's like, but I got married and I don't get any hokey pokey. So where's the sense? Maybe I should have stayed in the fundamental church that, you know, that's what I've labeled it. Your wife, Toad, for your information, in 2021, was it? Yeah, anyway, a year later, gets off on the fundy pamphlet that they get on their wedding night. Yeah, she doesn't understand all the little things that the male is instructed to do to give the woman the fucking pleasure. Because Katie, in my life, in my mind, and, you know, in my opinion, that's the word, brain. That's the word. In my opinion, I don't know if you've ever experienced sexual pleasure. Because I don't know how you can live a life without sex, and maybe that's why it's, I don't know. Okay, I don't know where I'm digging, where I'm going, but I'm not using a shovel, Katie, like I said. I don't know. Let's go back to Toad. He hates Katie for, you know, not giving him any sex. Like, Katie, did you give Toad the pamphlet? I mean, those visuals. I'm scarred for life, but you with, talking about going through it with everything, it was too much, but you enjoyed it. And you thought, well, I'm enjoying it. My audience must be enjoying it. Then you followed up with, you went too far. Maybe they don't enjoy it like me. I'm sorry, but look at Toad. He's just like, help me.
These he would always do. There was this time when we were sitting in church, and this is what I'm talking about. I was going back through all the different crazy things they told us, where they were talking about education. And Andrew, who was a previous pastor, basically told people, you need to go to college. That's of this world. That's worldly. You don't need a college education to make money. And I'm sitting there going, what? I mean, I grew up Catholic, and never in the Catholic Church did they tell you not to go to college. In fact, there are Catholic colleges where it's like Notre Dame for, you know, like Notre Dame, right? Like
touchdown Jesus.
Touchdown.
Katie, what? Repeat on that. I forgot you don't know how to say Notre Dame. What did you say? Notre Dame?
We're talking about education. And Andrew, who was a previous pastor, basically told people, you need to go to college. That's of this world. That's worldly. You don't need a college education to make money. And I'm sitting there going, what? I mean, I grew up Catholic, and never in the Catholic Church did they tell you not to go to college. In fact, there are Catholic colleges where it's like Notre Dame for, you know, like Notre Dame, right? Like
touchdown Jesus.
Touchdown Jesus.
What's the touchdown Jesus reference? I kind of want to see that. Does Jesus play rugby? Is that what they do in that church? Wow. So she says that word like that. Who else? Like, why? Katie, if you never use Google pronunciation, well, I don't want you to use it, okay? Because you wouldn't even get it. That's my friend, okay? The Google pronunciation was my friend first. Don't you ever go near it, although you need it. I'm surprised they don't have it inbuilt into the Grammarly app. Like, you're just not getting your money's worth of that app. Notre Dame. What did she say? It's so bad. Although I'm saying it the Aussie way. And like my brother and my sister went to Notre Dame. Yeah, because I grew up Catholic as well. I know, but Katie, I didn't really like prioritize like religion for me. Like, but I totally respect my family. I would never disrespect God or Catholic religion or anything in front of my grandma, who was like a devout Christian. And like, that was fun. Well, not, but I used to go with her, midnight mass, delivering the communion to the poor people and the homeless and that. Yeah, you got to see the positive of the situation. I don't know, guys. I just don't know with you guys. Okay, I don't know. What do we know? But then most people in Australia, didn't they? I don't know. But everything's kind of based around Catholic stuff, although it's not now. Any Aussies way back on the census when it was the thing, the Jedi Knight. Yeah, I changed my religion on the census thing just to jump on a train of people doing it. I never even watched Star Wars, only the knockoffs. Caravan of Courage. Okay, let's get back to this. Toad. Thank God for Toad, right? Okay. Toad's actually not wanting me to jump forward, but
I grew up in the Catholic Church and you went to college. That's just what you did. And so to be in a church like where they're like, you don't need to go to college. And then it was like everyone homeschooled their kids.
Wow. Yeah.
I remember, okay, what was the people always say that I'm ripping on homeschoolers when I'm talking about this. Please tell them what it was like to be around the families that actually homeschool their kids. Were the kids ever doing schoolwork?
No.
They were never doing schoolwork, ever.
And
whose family were you around where they homeschooled their kids? Where? Were you at their house? No, this is probably just another judgment from afar by the Paulsons, because what they come up with in their mind is the fucking truth. You wouldn't, associate maybe, I've got deep depression, mental illness. I might go see a psychologist. Yeah, and also you sort it out together. That's what my brain just wouldn't let me finish that sentence. You sort out support together when you both have different needs and still different beliefs. He's a heathen, and you are an atheist. I don't even think you're an atheist. You just need a label. I fucking hate labels, man. I hate labels. Because then you end up like you two, not even knowing who the fuck you are. What label for me? What day is it? What label is made for me? I don't think Leafs need more of a label. Okay, I'm just to the left right now.
The reason, that's a little bit of a blanket statement. I'm sure that not all the families were that way, but the underlying issue is that.
Right. And I didn't say you were downgrading, Bunny. I was saying that like trade schools are for sure like higher education.
Curriculum.
My husband has a degree. He went to a trade school. A trade school is actually a form of college. It's higher education.
Oh, he went to TAFE. It makes sense for Aussies. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. That's what TAFE is. It is it's not uni, it's not a degree, but it's like another access point to, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Plus, I'm not making sense, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about.
Post-secondary beyond high school. My husband went to trade school for electrician, electrician stuff, right? Like electrical maintenance, instruction. So trade school is
a sped up. It's if you go to a trade school, you better darn well be on your P's and Q's, because it's essentially a 4-year curriculum crammed into 2 years.
But the point isn't that you need to go to college. They're telling people not to go to college.
Right. They're not saying make that choice on your own.
Right.
And they're not saying that college is good if it's not good for the goose, it could be good for the gander. They're not saying that. They're saying do not go to college because you don't need it.
Right. And I didn't say you were downgrading, Bunny. I was saying that like trade schools are for sure like higher education, and they're not even saying you need to go to trade school. They're saying you don't need to go to college, period, because you don't need it, because it's not of this world and it doesn't matter, which is completely.
Are you seeking instruction, or why do you need to do what they say? Are you sheep or are you leaders? Are you shepherds? Or are you sheep? I don't think you're even in the paddock. It's so weird listening to you guys tell people about other people when you don't know who you are. It's like, what kind of thought process is the shit that you see having to run through? There's no belief system. There's no fucking values. Like, so you're searching for shit, but then you're so fucking judgmental, negative. I can't. Plus, like, I went to TAFE as well, like, to get into, well, even though I went all the way through to year 12, I didn't go to uni then. You know, I went game of life, Katie, game of life. Plus, it's more practical. Like, it gets you into the, like, workforce quicker. And obviously he did like IT or communications or something. But remember when Katie first said that he was an engineer? Oh my God, Toad, I saw you with a hard hat. I saw you out on the field with the big tractor things. Like, I don't know what they're called, but, you know, in the mining. I saw you out there with a ruler measuring stuff that was bigger than, you know, your... You know, bigger than, well, yeah, your dreams in your shoebox.
Completely different than, you know, in this day and age, do you have to have a degree? No,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily, but the statistics don't lie that you're going to have a higher probability of getting a job where you're going to make more money with a college education. That doesn't mean there's...
Wrong. Really, today it's who you know, and you don't need a degree. That's, I feel like, you know, but it's good to have. But like you, Katie, you wasted your fucking degree. You could have gone over to Spain and done like English, like taught English or something. You wasted it. You paid for that too. For what? To end up on, you know, being a YouTuber? Like that you didn't need to go to fucking uni to get this job, did you? But guess what? I bet the priest in your little cult has way more fucking personality than you. He should be a YouTuber. I don't even know how you're a YouTuber with your monotone bile fucking walls, you know? Your husband doesn't, he's like, how the fuck did I end up marrying someone for sex, you know? Not getting any there. He's just over it. He's fed up. He wants to go to bed. He's got tiny eyes that are right in that cave. Yeah, I thought you had cliffhanger. Okay, Katie, what's going on here? It's time for me to shut up. Oh, you took welding?
People without college educations that are not making money.
Correct.
It just means that they are the exception, not the rule. So they do this to sort of keep you ignorant. Don't go to college, homeschool your kids. And then none of the kids that we were around were in school. And so it was like, the longer we were there, I was like, what are we involved in? And everyone was so insular and everyone spoke about him like he was God, like he was prophet, like anything he said was rule. And it was really uncomfortable because anytime that he would speak, well, we have to defer to what Jeremiah said. Why do we have to defer to what Jeremiah said? He's just a damn pastor. He's not God. It doesn't even make sense.
And then came all the talks about him wanting to build an actual church building because at the time that we were going there, that they didn't have their own facility, so it was in a was it a junior high school?
Yeah, we were in a junior high.
And so it was in the auditorium of this junior high school, and
right.
Boy, he wanted that building. You know, the hypocrisy of every time the word church, like the word church was brought up, and it was drilled into our heads that church does not mean a facility, it does not mean a physical structure. Church means the community, or the what do you call that? We call it gathering of church people, like, you know, the parishioners.
Guess what cult is short for, Katie? This might be a huge shock to you, but culture. You share the same beliefs and values. It's a community. And when you live as a community, you have to do what's best for the community. You are what's best for me. Narcissist views. Judging everyone. Fucking negative fucking Nancy. You are in it for you. You're putting on an act. You're never going to fucking belong, in my opinion, because you are so fake and you just like, look at this. An hour stream dragging this supposed ET finger, you know, that Toad does the ET finger now too, or he always has. Is it a thing in your house? Do you just sit around the breakfast table? Oh no, just the table, doing ET fingers, this and this? Because, oh my God, that's your life. You live in between those quotes. That's a bit of a brain fuck, isn't it?
Whatever.
Right.
But then at the end of every talk,
He asked for money.
you know, don't forget the tithe, and you know, the money that you go out and you bust your ass to make
It's not yours.
Not your money.
It's not.
It's God's money, and He's entrusted that in you.
In you.
So the money that you make
Is not really yours.
is, well, it's not only is it not really yours,
It's his.
not only is it not really yours, but you know, somebody who, I don't know, makes 50 grand a year and is doing okay, God's for some reason entrusted that amount of money to those people.
Mhm.
And then the person down the road from them that's making 25,000 a year and struggling to feed his kids, that's also what God
Money they were making, and they were always like, well, our operating cost is around $875,000 a year, and I'm like, for what they were spending the money on.
They had 27 kids.
4.
27.
They weren't the Duggars. They only had 4.
Well, but still,
That was a small family by comparison.
I know, and but that goes to what you were talking about before. Like, don't have a 401k or don't have savings because you can't take it with you. Well, dude, you all of you people have 27 kids, and you're not gonna save for their future. Like,
Yeah,
they're on their own because, you know, God's gonna take care of them.
Right. Oh yeah, that was the thing. Like, when you're older, don't worry about having to have money. People will just take care of you.
Oh, yeah, right.
What?
So that's my grandma.
I was like at a point with them where, so you're supposed to hang out with them all the time. Mr. Jeremiah pushes everyone else out. The other pastor and him have some sort of abrupt split. And then all of a sudden, anyone that questions him about, we want more programs, we want more services, where's the money, what are you spending the money on? It was always met with, this is what our church is, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
Bye.
Bye. So people started leaving.
Because it was someone else's rules and not yours? Okay, well, I know that at 49, like there's something, but I feel like we need to work up to it. But it seems like I jumped forward and we're still talking about fucking cash. I just, what have they spoken about for 43 fucking minutes? What have I spoken about for an hour? Oh, guys, look at that. Okay. Come on, Toad wants to go to bed. Where are the dogs? Is what I'm thinking. Okay.
And then people were like, what are you doing with the money? Where's the money? Okay. And all of them were sort of suspect of doctors. The ones that, like, she's the one that thinks that you can heal everything with anything. You don't need doctors.
Okay.
And all of them were sort of suspect of doctors. They all were like super weird about medicine, and they're all like organic bone broth, elderberry syrup, like essential oils, you know.
Which is fine to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. So hold on, let me pull up the characteristics of a cult leader. So what do they have in common? Wait, hold on.
Was that a picture of Manson?
Was that a picture of Manson? No, that's your wife with purple hair. Have you not watched that live? Oh my God. Manson without makeup. What's his real name? It's not Warren, but it's close. It's not Wayne. Okay. Oh, they meant the other Manson. Look at me going to the only Manson that I know, you know, Marilyn. Okay. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah. So listen to the traits of a cult leader. Katie. 100%. But, you know, no personality, but a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah. So they are, that sounds dumb.
At least Jeremiah didn't have a swastika.
Hey, shh, you can't say that.
I can't say that word.
No. This is what it was. The group displays excessively zealous and unquestioning commitment to its leader. Yes. Questioning, doubt, and dissent are discouraged or even punished. If you don't like it, you can leave.
There's the door.
There's the door. Leadership dictates sometimes in great detail how members should think, act, and feel. Members must get permission to date change. Well, no, not so much that, but definitely was like what you should like, how you should think, how you should feel, how you should act in your marriages. The group is elitist, claiming to be special. It was like always like their brand was better than everybody else. The group is polarized, us versus them mentality. We were constantly supposed to look at other forms of Christianity and like dissect what they were doing wrong. The leadership induces feelings of shame and or guilt in order to influence and control members. Often is done through peer pressure and subtle forms of persuasion.
Yeah, men, when the second you leave your job, get in your car and you race home to your life.
Yes.
Because oh, you know, if you don't raise home your wife, you're gonna.
The group is preoccupied with making money. The group is preoccupied with bringing in new members. He was obsessed with bringing in new members every day. Invite your friends, bring your friends. We can't have things a certain way because we have to attract new members.
Be a disciple of God.
Katie, this is you. And I can't, your husband can't even see it, but I guess he, you know, he's dependent on you. In my opinion, he's, you know, the dependent husband on you, the narcissist wife. Love just shushing him. Shush. You can't say that. Where's that Paulson finger?
Members are encouraged or required to live and or socialize with other group members constantly. Don't depend on your family. Your family should be in the church. Your church family should be your family. He said that all the time. The most loyal members feel there can be no life outside of the context of the group. 100%. The most loyal members of this group literally had no real world friends outside of the church. And when I started looking at my social circle and literally every single person was from the church, I was like, what the hell did
Katie. Because in the article you wrote, this was everything that you needed. These were the friends, the most loyal friends that you had come across. I think even, oh no. Well, yeah, the niece or whatever that did the Ask Me Anything on Reddit, she spoke about like you having these friends and then how you just changed. Okay, like you chose the negative life over really. And I'm just thinking, well, the you know, those values that you are repeating there, Katie, where the man comes home and has the dinner or prepared for the wife, that's like, yeah, 1950 mindset. Surely you can take what you need and leave what you don't without totally ripping apart these people that gave you something. Really gave you something, but you can't fucking tell. They probably gave you something, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys could even just hang out with a bunch of, you know, old ladies, which is one of my favorite things. I love it when I get a seat, like on a bus or a plane, next to an old lady. And, you know, I just feel like they just teach you so much and you get to hear, they're always willing to tell their story, but you guys would be judging. It's sad, isn't it? Well, for you guys, not us. This is your fucking shitty life, not ours. By the way, most people know who they are by your age. The reason you don't is because you have spent the majority of your life drinking. So you are so disconnected from who you are, what you feel. I can't even imagine. Well, I can, because I've been there. I've been in the world of addiction and how it blinds you and how you think everything looks so fucking fine and dandy. That is the life of that's oblivion. Your brain has convinced you, but this negativity is so part. You got to train your brain. You don't even want to get well. You just love the negativity. In my opinion, it feeds you.
did I get myself into?
Cut and run.
Cut and run.
Oh,
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And he was charismatic and he was very what are the typical traits? They have grandiose idea of who he is and what he can achieve. Yes. Is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, and brilliance. Yes. Demands blind, unquestioned obedience.
Oh,
yes. Requires excessive admiration from followers and outsiders. Yes. Has a sense of entitlement, expecting to be treated special at all times. Yes. Is exploitative of others by asking for their money or that of relatives, putting others at financial risk all the time.
The 401k deal.
The 401k deal.
Holy shit.
Is arrogant and haughty in his behavior and attitude. Has exaggerated sense of power, entitlement that allows him to bend rules and break laws. Yes. No, not number 9. That number 10, no. Is hypersensitive to how he is seen or perceived by others. Yes.
Yeah.
Publicly devalues others as being inferior, incapable, or not worthy. Yes. Makes members confess sins or faults, publicly subjecting them to ridicule or humiliation while revealing exploitative weaknesses of the penitent. I don't know. He didn't do that. He ignores the needs of others, including biological, physical, emotional, financial needs. Yes. Is boastful about their accomplishments. Yes. Needs to be the center of attention. Yes. Has insisted on always having the best of anything. Yes. Doesn't seem to listen well to others. Yes. behaves as though people are objects to be used, manipulated, or exploited for personal gain. Yes, like as soon as he didn't, like if you weren't gonna give him what he wanted, it was like, then go, this is my church, I own this. Believes himself as omnipotent, has magical answers or solutions to problems, is superficially charming. Oh my God, yes. Treats others with contempt and arrogance, constantly assessing people to determine those who are a threat or those who revere him. The word I dominates his conversations. Yes. In those sermons, how many times was it I? It was never about God. It was always like I.
Yeah, but that's you, and you're like me, because you talk in third person. You don't talk personally. At least the fucking priest is like I, but at least he knows who he is. You fucking no registration there, reading out that list, Katie, and you're just so unaware that that's your behavior, that's what you do. Your inability, Katie, to be vulnerable, and that's why people will never connect with you. There's so many things that you could just be fucking honest about, and you'd have to be vulnerable though. And you don't ever, you're always in control of everything. That's why, again, I believe, in my opinion, you've never experienced sexual pleasure because you've never allowed yourself to fucking have an orgasm. I know this is where we're going. Fuck it. Because you'd have to surrender control and be vulnerable. I don't believe you could ever do that. And yeah, so that's where we are. And fuck, we'll probably have to cut that shit out, should we? I don't know. Who even gets past this time? Oh, what are we doing? I never like these side tops, mainly because maybe I have a little PTSD, Katie, but like I went to my friend, like I watched my friend's child be born, and it was like this. It got his shoulders stuck, and that's every time I think it's like, you're not fully through, and it's so bad. Okay, it's even worse.
Unbelievable. Works the least but demands the most, has stated that he is destined for greatness, seems to be highly dependent on tribute and adoration, uses, enforces, or sycophants to ensure compliance from members and believers, sees self as unstoppable, conceals background or family, which discloses how plain or ordinary he is. He was always very, like, did you ever notice when you would ask him about his background in his pastoral studies, like how, like, blasé he was? Like, he wouldn't really be...
The only reason I can say that I didn't notice that is because I never asked him. I never engaged in that kind of conversation with him.
Yeah, anyway. It was definitely, I remember the day where I was like, I remember I was on like the Cult Institute or something, and I was like reading off all the characteristics of the group, and I was like, what did we just put ourselves into? Like, what are we involved in? And then as soon as we left, everyone was like, poof. Like, they didn't talk to us anymore. If we spoke out about it, we were like liars. That wasn't true. We didn't hear.
But what do you expect people to do? Oh, that's all right. You can talk shit about me and the community that gets me through life. Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean you can like fucking go out there and tell everyone how shitty it is based on your fucking shitty mind. That like, oh, I was just looking down, what a cult is. I could not believe it. We're in a cult. What the hell were you doing even reading about a cult? You want to convince yourself that you're in a cult? Not all cults are bad. By the way, like I said, it's a culture of shared beliefs in this community. Hey? There's not even shared beliefs between you two. TWIT'S here. How dare you disrespect people like that? And then trash them even more when they just all disappeared. You can't even see the way you're acting, your negativity. You're still lost. You are still fucking lost. Look how happy you are to define them as a cult.
Things correctly. We misspoke. And it was like, I'm sorry, where did I misspeak? Did he not send me a flyer that asked me to take money out of my 401k for his church? Yeah, that really happened. So I always think it's odd because we got so involved And I don't think either one of us ever really bought into it. Why do you think we stayed for as long as we did?
Like I said, we just like, I just think that was a part of our lives where literally like, and not, this is going to sound melodramatic, but like we really were feeling the weight of the world on our shoulders, and we were like
looking for a life preserver,
looking for something, and obviously went to the wrong place.
Yeah. I always think it's weird that like people want to become pastors for profit. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a job.
Yeah. I always think it's odd. I've never understood that part of organized religion. Like why a pastor should make so much money for literally just sitting up in a pulpit and like talking to you about the Bible. Because I grew up in the Catholic Church where, you know, they priests basically don't make very much, and nor do nuns. And they basically dedicate themselves to like a life of modesty and like humility. So these prosperity Bible churches that are very like evangelical and Pentecostal, I don't understand them. And then when I was in it, I was like, holy crap, the money demands never stopped. Constantly. And then once we left, we lost all of our friends. But some of the friends we made were just really weird, right? Like in the real world, we would have never been friends with them.
Well, and that's, I was going to say, like, I wouldn't say we lost all, I didn't lose all my friends. There was like one.
What does that even mean? In the real world, you wouldn't be friends with them. You were in the real world. What is the real world? I really think that you two failed to get help with your mental distress and illness. Obviously, Toad, you went into a deep depression. You talk about it in that article. Like I said, I'll link the video that I did on Toad below. Toadstool. Yes, I'm very proud of that title. But yeah, he talks about it being disconnected, not feeling, he didn't even pick up any instruments. He was just dead and numb, you know, after his mum passed away. And then, like I said this as well, like he talks about how he was holding V at 3 months old when he stopped breathing after giving him his bottle. And yeah, the feeding stuff, like I want to really talk about that. And so I'm probably going to do a live either tomorrow or Sunday. But I've got to do a members only live first because we have been discussing the feeding tube. So like I refound the feed, I refound it in my files. The video, the original video of Katie doing the tube feeding, which I used to make my video on the feeding tube video. Fuck, am I even making sense? I'll link it below that as well. But I found the actual video and it's blurry as fuck still, but not as bad. So I was thinking we should just rewatch that. So we'll do that on the weekend. Yeah, best to hit the bell because even I don't know when it is, but YouTube can let you know when I know, right? Also, if you want, you can hit the subscribe button, but no but after there. But if you want to put a but after there, what would that be? That would be, oh my God, check the description box for the links to join the Cactus contributors. They are the members. And yeah, so they get extra stuff, the Cactus badge next to their name and shout outs during live. And usually I do this at the beginning, but my brain didn't warm up in time. So yeah, shout out to, I always got your name wrong. You got to clarify it for me. But no, Stacy or Stack or Stace 1126 or Stack. Look, I don't want to brutalize it. Cactus High 10, and hopefully you are listening and you are having a good day. And yeah, thank you so much for being a contributor. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the live. But yes, there's a lot to do with the feeding tube. Like I said, like I'll share the playlist. I've made a playlist. It's a focus on feeding playlist. Like I've said in my videos, V and I kind of share similar things. Like, cause I was born premature as well, but I was born like, you know, it's not a competition. I was in an incubator for so long and I had no human contact, that kind of shit. So I've done the therapy and traced where my issues come from. Katie, I don't know where yours come from, but I'm pretty sure it comes from your mother. Just my opinion. I believe that your mum might be a narcissist, Katie. My mum's not. And that's what, like, the big difference between mothering a premature child. My mum had the fucking patience. Like, she was a NICU nurse, and those people are fucking special people, you know? It takes a special person to be a NICU nurse. And my mum had the patience in, like, you know, Katie doesn't, obviously. But yeah, let's just go back to her, and I'm going to eat a strawberry. And
dude that I hung out with, that went to that church, that I don't talk to anymore. But I mean, I actually went back to my real friends. Like, I mean, a lot of those women that, you know, a lot of the wives or whatever that you were kind of hanging out with and stuff, I mean, they probably, as soon as we left, I'm sure they probably didn't want to have anything to do with you.
No, only the pastor's wife contacted me several times to see if we wanted to come back. But other than that, like when I spoke out about it, a lot of those women were like in my inbox telling me I was a liar, coming onto my page saying that I was completely like full of crap and how dare I say these things and how dare I bring these things up. But then privately I would speak to people that had left that would literally echo the exact same things I said. Where was the money going? Where was the doctrine? What was his goal? What was his point? Like, where was accountability? There was nothing. And I feel like it's so easy to get sucked into these when you are in a low point looking for community. And all you want is a place where you feel safe. And you're like, you ignore all of the red flags just because you feel like they're giving you a community, and it's just fake.
And when you put it in those terms, it's predatory.
It is very predatory because they're looking for.
That's you, Katie, and you have said how vulnerable autistic people are. Did I even phrase that right? And most of your people, like most of the people that follow you, are from the special needs parenting like groups and like parents of disabled children, and you know, that are looking for that friend. You make them feel like they are your friend. I'm so glad some of them woke up though. Thank fuck that you know, did your Facebook stint. That was beautiful. People really got to see what was, that was your Instagram on Facebook. Oh man, it must suck not getting paid to live stream on Instagram.
For people that are in their most vulnerable state of mind, you know, they're encouraging people that are struggling, come here. We are a church for the broken. We are a church for the messy. If you are vulnerable, if you are messy, come to us. We will help you. But then you get there and there's nothing there. But there's all these promises of community and friendship, but then the demands are money, 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 money. Time, 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 time. Like, you need to be volunteering more. You need to be on a service team. You need to be doing this.
Ugh.
I was driving the bus to hell. I was 100. And now they've moved out of the neighborhood. But can I just tell you, we went on a walk today and we went past his old house and I was like, he doesn't even live there. And I was like, I'm sure the people that moved into that house are great, but I'm just like, I don't know who.
This is a perfect fucking stop. Like, she's trying to shield her face. This is not how you shield your face, Katie. What are you? A peacock? Yeah. Oh, God. All I can say is you are the fucking twits that sought out a Catholic religious support group. You are the atheist fucking couple that sought out a religious support group. Why? So you could trash them online? Huh? Why didn't you reach out to any other support group? Why did you have to go for, you aren't religious? Maybe that's where you were meant to be. And then you got pissed off when, you know, you got your support and you were able to think maybe a little bit clearly. Then you got pissed off that you had been led back to a church. Of all things, a fucking church. Sometimes we are led when we are blind back to what we fucking need, man. You just so destroying things with labels and how things are supposed to be, and how I'm talking for you, Paulsons, how you're meant to look to the rest of the world. The reason you stayed so long is because you got what you needed. It wasn't just a short in and out revolving wall. This is like a good 6 months to a year you guys were in this cult. Katie she talks about this group as her tribe. She finally found true friends, only for her husband to go, my bullshit meter is fucking going off. We are out of here. Even though his wife had started to develop roots, grounding, a mind that was a bit more clearer than the alcohol that she was drinking daily, sitting in her chair wondering, what's my religion? Why? You know, just walking past your neighbors who you don't like anymore. No, they are so bad that I've got to block my face. Why not be respectful that they believe that and you don't believe that, and respect that, and don't trash that. Don't trash other people's fucking beliefs just because you do not believe it. At least the fundies have some fucking structure. And then later on in life, hopefully they can see things clear, blah, blah, blah. This is what you've done to me. I'm like, can't use my tongue and talk. And okay, let's go back. It's so good. I don't even want to press play. Oh, Katie, this is your moment.
Who you are. And I wonder sometimes that the people in our lives are like, dude, they got into a cult. Maybe. Remember that day we finally left and we were like, I can't do this anymore? And then we started complaining about all the things that we had held in because we were too afraid to tell each other because we thought that we couldn't say these things because we thought the other one had really bought into it.
I do, yeah. We were on walk and we had that discussion, like, it was like we both had like an epiphany, or not an epiphany, but like we're just like these revelations of like,
what are we doing?
Like you were thinking the same thing I was
yes.
thinking, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really communicated that to one.
Right. So we
feared that the other one was not in the same mind.
Yeah. So both of us start doubting it and we're like not into it. We're both super annoyed. And I'm just like one day on a walk, I'm just like, I can't handle him anymore. What is his problem? And he's like, oh my God.
It sounds like this cult got you two communicating again. You were like going through this as two separate fucking entities. Katie, you've spoken about this. You said, I can't wait till my husband snaps out of his depression so he can start helping me. You know, but it wasn't your mum that passed away and you just so disconnected with emotion anyway. But yeah, fuck.
God, thank God you said that.
Now I can go back to my truth, where my heart really is.
And so we're on this walk, and I was just like, do you know how many times he asks for money? And Todd's like, don't even tell me about that money. I don't even know how much money we gave them. God damn it, I don't want to know how much money we gave them. And I'm like, a lot.
I was kind of pissed.
I know, you were so mad.
I thought about going to Jeremiah and asking for money.
I know.
But it is.
So, do you know how much Katie spends on Natasha Denona palettes? Oh, yeah, I looked up that white one that she showed in July. I wanted to see how much it was in Australian dollars, which I think is half, maybe American. I don't know. $400 for that white one. It's like a new one. She said she got it for her birthday or something. Wow. And she's got 3 or 4 Natasha Denona palettes and a Pat McGrath, which fuck, that's like $800 a palette. It's fucking disgusting because, you know, not even makeup professionals can fathom spending that kind of money, you know, until you just, and then she's digging for gold in every fucking palette. It's
And we were talking about the craziness of like, you're not supposed to have friends. And he'd always say women's heads are like spaghetti and men's houses are like men's brains are like waffles. We compartmentalize everything. We're order and structure and women are all like emotional and flair. Like, really?
I'm gonna paint with a broad brush. Oh, and then the other thing too about like they put up this facade that they were very open to all kinds of different people, including the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh yeah, but they would.
But yeah, that was
fake.
That was real fake.
So fake, because they would do marriage series and they would always say marriage is between a man and a woman. Always, even though it was legal for gay men and gay, you know, lesbians to get married and gay men to get married, it was always marriage in the context of the Bible is between a man and a woman. But if you're gay, you're welcome here.
If you're gay.
Katie, I would like to let you know that gender and sexuality have nothing to do with each other. So what the fuck was that? You don't understand. It's talking about marriage between a man and a woman, and you are talking about their sexuality, whether they're lesbian or gay. Has nothing to do with fucking gender.
we'll take your 10%.
Yeah. What? And then he would pride
They're-
himself. He'd pride himself. He's like, well, we've got those lesbians that are in our church.
Oh yeah, they were the token.
Like they were the token lesbians. Like they come here, so we must be good.
Yeah, right.
Like what?
Their 10% was good.
Their 10% was great.
So I'm pretty mad.
Do you fucking even understand why there would be a minority in the church with, even if they're accepted? Do you know how fucking hard it would be to sit yourself in a belief system where they preach against you? Katie, you have never had to struggle or fight to be who you are. And you just dismiss it so easy and lie and lie and lie. And I hate it. I hate it. Fucking piss me off. You don't understand shit because you don't understand who you are. So I don't know how you can sit there and say what I perceive to be right is the truth. You look like a fucking galah right now, I'll tell you that.
Oh, this is actually kind of cathartic. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I feel like, wow, we just like had a rap session. We could have become sister wives for sure, for sure.
Sister, what do you mean?
Yes, the other hook of these communities is giving your kids a religious foundation when the parents have parted from the faith of the upbringing. Yes,
I agree with that because
they would have their programs for youth was such a big thing.
yeah, they it's I don't even think they try to be non-trans. I mean they're very transparent about the fact that they really push to get the younger people in there because I'm sure they look at the statistics. I'm sure that it's very much on their frontal lobe that the church is losing people by.
Oh, 100%. Yes, yes.
By the bucket loads.
He would always talk about how not enough people in the community were actually going to church.
Guys, I swear it was on his frontal lobe. When a fucking dumbass tries to act intelligent, it was on his frontal lobe. Or did I hear it out of context? No, I don't even know, but fucking look at your frontal lobe protruding. It's giving you a full-on cliff. Yes, I'm talking about, do you know where the frontal... Oh, Katie is pointing to where the frontal lobe is located. These two fucking dumb asses. Okay, like, are we over it? I'll link this below if you want to watch the ending, but I think I might have tuned out. But before we go and before we hit even longer, because fuck, I've got to timestamp this. This is torture for me. I really should find someone like Unirock. He's a good sheep to do my timestamps as I go along. But, you know, that I'm asking too much. Katie, would you like that job? Toad does. Anything for a better world. Okay, so... Oh, should we continue? No, I've got to make a executive, what's it called? Decision. How do I get to my page? It's been so long since I used Twitter. Also, thanks to everyone for being patient with me on Twitter and just with my social media in general. Like, oh my God, since April. Yeah, I've been going through some health stuff. So I feel like I haven't even been 100% since April. And yeah, so I haven't really replied to any DMs and don't take that personally, please. Like, it's me. It's got to do with like, you know, when I get so down on myself and in my head, Katie, yes, in there, in my frontal lobe. Because I like live with depression. It's like genetic and stuff, but it's probably also related to my birth. Another post. Where this is the beginning of this one. We're just going to go this one. This is a throwback, February 2020, actually, from Katie's Facebook. Oh, we'll get to what I said before. And I was like, I don't like this. It's a picture of Toad with dogs pushing their heads together. Katie captioned it as, captured this at the right time. The dogs were so happy. My hubby was home. I snapped the photo. They were kissing each other. But in my opinion, his hands are a bit too heavy, pushing the heads together for that. But, you know, I just overanalyze shit when it comes to the dogs. What are you going to do? Yes, I added more. And this is where it gets a little scary. Is my mic even on? Look, we don't want to, I'm rushing now. I don't want to hit the 2-hour mark. Oh, that's, yeah, we are here. Okay. And then I'm like more Toad and Frida. I don't know, just adding these. Look how filthy their bedding is. Doesn't look like they wash their sheets regularly. Yeah, it's that time of the stream. So here we have, it's the sister wife, Frida. She shares the bed. She's getting some love from Toad. There we are, and she's sleeping on Toad's head as he sleeps on the couch, hungover during the day. In my opinion, here we are, holding here tight. It's so fucking scary, but Frida is happy because she's the alpha dog. Oh, it's so much easier when I sing. Fucking scary though. Look at these pillows. They put their head on that and do not think twice. And it's even open, like not even, let's try and hide it by putting it inside that bit. Oh, it's disgusting because, when was the last time? It's also sweat probably. I think it was it Goose? Oh, someone on Twitter was like, it's probably around the time when he was still smoking cigarettes. And yeah, that makes it stain. But also alcohol, when you sweat alcohol out, this is what it looks like on your mattress. I wonder if they have a mattress cover. I wonder how filthy the mattress is. I wonder how thin and cheap these sheets are. Who even uses a top sheet? Frida. Frida, I don't know. This is too, I don't know. It's not your best shot, hun. It's just not your best shot. You don't look very happy either. And then I carried on. I'll post some pictures of their German Shepherd. All their animals are so fucking... They also had Chloe, the Siamese, also passed away. Actually, was it Chloe? I'm pretty sure. Here, I posted that, so I've double tortured. Yeah, I say I'll post some pictures of the German Shepherd they had before Frida. Last picture, look at Frida as a puppy. And then I was like, looks like she was alpha in the Paulson pack from the get-go. I chose not to crop some of these pictures because KJ Selfies had me at hello, but there's no question mark. I fucked up there, so that fucking ruined it. And then I was like, is Frida KJ's sister wife? I think so. I wonder why they got female dogs as well. Like, not, well, I guess male, but they would have been desexed if they were rescues. Anyway, yeah, so here we are, Scaryville. Can I zoom in? Probably best I can't, but if you're watching this on TV, oh, how big is it? No, Toad, we are not talking about you. Where are we? So what have we got going on here? Okay, let's just go through it. We got Katie top. Look at me with a straight chin. It's scary, that picture. But then birthday dinner, she got the Coach bag, that pink one, which will go so well with her skin. Not. And then we have you be the big spoon, I'll be the little one. Our arms are stretched out together. Look at that love. And he's got his tattoo that he only got in 2020. Then we have that row. Then we have some Katie and Frida time because it's Frida in the house. And then we have a cat on the table licking the dinner. I know, it's a lot to take in. The number of eye problems that their animals have, and Katie never picks up the amount of photos that she's taken of, you can see they've got a scratch on their eye. It's going to turn into an abscess and then it's swollen. Not until they are in pain. Does Katie notice? Yes, we've got fun time. Jump on my back. I'll take you across the river. But if you sting me, we both drown. Oh, I don't know where that came from. Katie selfie time. Katie selfie time. Katie selfie time with, yeah, pretty much all of that. I'm doing pretty good. I feel like witches. Oh, here we go. Look at puppy Frida, guys. I never saw these pictures. Puppy Frida. Okay. Are we done? I don't know. Yes, I think we are. It's easy to get lost in my own page like that. How do we get out of here? Okay. Wow. I don't know how to work my own. If we go back enough, backing it up. Okay. No, not here. Look. It's hard on a laptop to see things in this big nature. Again, Toad, not talking about you. Here we go. The hair situation from Katie's original Instagram. Okay. Brown, brunette, looking beautiful. I feel like a chop. Voila. Oh my God. I feel like you just took the weight of the world off. This is the new Katie. I'm alive. This is me, you know? Everyone's had that moment. I can't wait to get that moment. It's a good length for you, Katie. Nikki did a good job. Okay, then we move on. Why don't you put some purple in it for my friend? You know, he was gay and he passed away, and then I got the flag and I put it outside, and I never said I was bi until 2019. You started saying you were bi, and that's why you have the flag. Because you live in a conservative neighborhood that you chose to move there. You bought a house knowing that that whole neighborhood was conservatives. What fucking twit does that? And then you put a LGBTQ pride flag out there and wonder why these people are arcing up. Because they stand strong in their beliefs. And you should respect that. Instead, you want to incite them and make them come at you so you can play the victim, in my opinion, Katie, because you don't know who you are. And if you knew who you are and what your beliefs were, you'd know that they were worth standing strong for. But you're a leaf. Whatever your husband is into, well, no. That's not going to go anywhere. Oh, where are we? So we got the selfie, you know, she's living the life with the short hair now. She's gone from fundamental, no, not fundamental. What is it? You know, the bad ones behind the gates, FLDS. Is that it? I get the letters mixed up because I'm a little bit, there's so many letters. Anyway, so now she's broken out of her long hair, living it, selfies at the school, it looks like. Selfies in the car after getting, look at me, I'm rocking my purple all day long. So for your information, this is the Marilyn Manson video that you should look at. Also, I don't know if you've even read Manson because fuck, you'd be so judgmental. But I shouldn't even talk about Manson now because how can I? The fucking shit. It's like I can't even watch Buffy because of Josh Whedon stuff. I'm like, stop ruining stuff. Katie, you are a twit. Your hair is fucking way too thin to get bleached. Why didn't you get foils? You went straight bleach on the scalp. That's a fucking good way to go short. Okay. And then we're going across to, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. I've never been so beautiful in my life. Yes. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to be truthful. I feel like she might have had a midlife crisis. I know, like that might have started the thing where she just became so obsessed with how she looked and felt that she was so beautiful. And remember how she used to flirt with Matt Bear, whatever. And and flirt with everyone, really. Dreadlocks. Well, we won't go there. He doesn't need us to go there. Katie, you went there. You went way too far. Your text messages. I mean, fucking Matt, Bear. Bayer. It's not Bayer or Bear, but it's in between. So at least I'm one in there. Katie, at least I'm not saying Notre Dame. Notre Dame? What did you say? It was so hammock. Let me go lay in my hammock. What's the other? So many words you get wrong. I just want to go to the hairdressers, but no. Where are we? I think, is that it? Oh, here we are. Yeah, I posted. This came up blurry for some reason because the picture wasn't that big, but maybe because I cropped it from a bigger picture and then it turned it into a bigger picture. But it's better. I find the blurriness is better. But look how young they were. You know, just that's really, I don't know if their brains were mature enough to handle like the extreme situation that their son being born with his, you know, how he was. Just, you know, I don't think that they were, mature enough to handle that. Their brains were just like, oh, yeah, and I also made this. Oh, but if you guys seen part 1, I'll share it with the members. This one, look at me speaking Toad's language. Yes, that is me speaking Swedish, Norse. Fuck shit, man. What is it? This is me letting myself down right now. Norse. Oh, because we're at the end of the stream and I've only got mashed potatoes for brains. Anyway, you know, that language. North. I feel like I'm ruining. Toad, you are ruining the, you know, the traditions and stuff. I got more Swedish in my family than you, by the way. Oh my gosh, my Swedish is not going well. I'm trying to learn Swedish. I've been trying to learn Swedish for the past 8 years. My niece posted some things with the Swedish word. Oh, yeah. Do you guys want to know how to say toilet? Toilet. I don't even know if it goes up at the end, but it should. Toilet. It's like, you know, so similar, but there's words that aren't. Okay. So there we have Father of the Year, hung over. This is like one of like close to 100 pics that I know of that Katie posted online of V holding a screen, laptop, iPad, or a phone when these twits are too fucking hungover to have the patience to give him what he needs, like a book, reading a book, educating him. Most of his fucking toys in the playroom, none of them are educational. They are all like playing. Like, it's ridiculous. I doubt that these two fucking selfish twits would have ever prioritized children singing, learning songs over Canis Diaris. Okay, so I can't even be bothered. I'm exhausted. And then, I linked the when I was on the verge of being an alcoholic, where the whole article is Katie explaining how she is an alcoholic and how she struggled to raise her son for the first 3 years because she was waking up every morning hung over. And then, I'll list the playlist of the articles. But, I started reading some of them when I didn't have my full me back. Yeah, Katie, because as I created this channel, like I grew with it. And I'm forever thankful for the Cactus crew. Where would I be without the Cactus crew? Holy shit, still. I don't know. Okay. Where are we? I'm scrolling as I'm talking because I can't do what you're meant to do as we work. Does that mean it goes? Where does that go? Why is life so hard? Was there more to it? Should be. I never post alone. Okay. You'll never post alone with me. Oh my God. Post Malone is supporting Kendrick Lamar in Australia, in my city. And do you know what? Like, I fucking didn't get tickets and it sold out. And I'm panicking. There must be some way. I'm going to have to find a way to get in there. And well, this was a members only thumbnail. But yeah, have we? Yeah, okay. So I think I've shown you what I came here to show you. Did I? Oh yeah, and then this was the Mama Bear of the Year, because we did the FRIDA. I don't know how to say it in Swedish. I should ask the pronunciation lady. But here, selfies with, yeah. Mama Bear of the Year, also known as Every Year. Without a crystal ball, this is your weekly reminder that the internet is forever, your Mama Bear of the Year/years. In my opinion, you lack the patience needed to parent. That's why your son is screen-fed 24/7. And there's so many pictures. He's been screen-fed since at least 6 months old from where I'm picturing it. Look, we're going to have to make a timeline and sort this shit out. I think I need to make a video of a timeline. But, yeah, I watched The Act. I avoided watching that for so many years. Like when I was sick this week, like I watched so much. Like I watched Westworld season 3, but I watched season 1 and 2 first. So, whoa, that's a lot of watching. I should have been sleeping. Yeah, do you see this? I don't know if it's important, but it sort of is just that Katie doesn't correct people that comment on her post. She wants people to believe that they have a baby. And Katie posted this on Instagram or something. Beautiful day here, out for a walk. And then she went on about 7 a.m. And I was like, it was a beautiful day. The Paulsons, applaud. Great job, guys. How far did you get? Did Katie Joy take her blanket? Where the fuck is Sweetie? Why not take your son to the park, have a run around, and now you post your family, Katie? Just saying, this is a bit of a red flag, setting it up for the shot. I reckon they just went over the road, walked down, and went around the block, turned around. Are we done? And then, yeah, one of the comments underneath was, that is Katie Joy's family. I never knew she had a baby. You know, he's like almost 10. Is he got sunscreen on? Did they put sunscreen on him? Are they walking in the middle of the day? Is the cement, the road, hot for the dog's paws? Are they even taking that into consideration? I don't think so. It looks like it might be, it looks like it's during the day, in the summer. Why not walk at dusk or dawn? Think of the animal. Think of the animal. Fucking pause, man. Yeah, and then that was just me saying all that. Then I just said, so that's it, I think. I'm going to bring it back to my cookie. It's been a while since, oh, look, I left the fucking porn thing up the whole time. I've ruined it. Wait, how do I get it off? How do I get it off? And it's there forever now. This is my life. The dog is out of the fence. What did you just say? I'm shocked the dog is out of the... I've only got mashed potatoes as brains, so it's really hard for me to... I know I could just easily figure out what you're trying to say. But they left Sweetie at home. Like, Sweetie is just neglected, in my opinion. Why did they even get another dog? And also, like, one with even more needs than Frida. And then just deny that dog of any therapy that could help. Like, because Sweetie is a ex-puppy mill pup. Oh, thanks to everyone rocking up in chat. Look at you guys having a good old chin wag. I did try to focus. I'm just looking at my regretful porn thing here. Yeah, Katie, I don't spell it, but if you want me to, PORN. Yeah, RN. It's like she's writing it down. Oh, okay. I'll Google it. I was watching, like, because, oh my God, I don't even know how it happened, because when I was, just left YouTube to play, and it started playing, like, one of my old videos, and, oh, now I've forgotten what Katie said. Fucking hell, brain. Yeah, I can't. That's, why does she ruin my brain? Gosh. Oh, and Goose, have you gone already? This is me just saying. Cactus High 10. I saw how Katie thought you were someone else, and I like it. I'm glad that she didn't know that it was you. And we now have 2 gooses, but that's geese. But is it geeses or is it beetle geese? You know what I'm saying? Is it beetle geeses? I know you say Beetlejuice, but you know how it's written? Only those my age will know. Fuck, it's still so good. Why is Beetlejuice still so good? Wait, any Australians out there that have been watching or watched Daniel Jones's first episode of his new series on YouTube? Because, yeah, I took 12 years off dealing with my own shit while Daniel was dealing with his shit. And to watch it, like, I grew up with Silverchair. They were like my favorite band from like 95 to, I don't know, 2005. And they're not just, I think they're well wide known. So, but yeah, I might do a video because it was kind of sad. Like, he's not well at all. But then he needed to come back because he was just like gone through this court case and stuff in Australia. But let's not talk about her. Let's talk about Katie, her. Why we've got brain cells. So this weekend I'll probably just go over that feeding tube video again and repeat. You know, why get off the carousel from hell? We're living our life. But yeah, like I was saying, like oh my God, I can't wait for my health to get better now that I know what the issue is. And I can't wait to be better than what I've been since April. And thanks for hanging in there and stuff, you guys. That's what I'm talking to. And plus, hello to all the new cactus. Cacti, cactus, cactus, it's us, cacti. It's not right? Who invented the word? The plural, like at least geese, you get good. Goose for double, like for 2, for plural, right? Plural of cactus is cacti. There's no I in us. And then cactus is, the single, but it's us. Okay, I know that this is only, mind fuckery for people that speak English because it's called something different. And yeah, 10% of the people that watch my channel use subtitles. Is that because you speak a different language or because you can't understand me? Because I will confess, for the first season of Geordie Shore, I had like subtitles on, like I could not understand them. I was like, what are they saying? Because that real oh, look at you guys, I'm just getting distracted by the chat. Yes, beetle guys, goose guys. Ugh. Goose, how do you feel? There's another goose now. But I knew my goose. I was like, that's my purple goose. And Katie's like, this is the mod. And I'm like, Katie, don't fuck with me. But I let her get to me. Okay, guys, I've got to get off here. Fucking 2 hours. Hopefully I don't lose my voice or my brain or my motivation. But I'm not doing anything this weekend, like outside the house. So I might as well spend it with you guys. Catch up and yeah. Oh, I did have a video that I was going to put out tonight. But I rewatched it. Like, because I did it, I can't remember when I did it. It's just sitting there because it's an article. But it's a good article because it tells you what Katie packs in her bag every time she goes to the hospital. They take like suitcases and it tells you what she packs every time. Even if they, you know, don't stay at the hospital, she's going in there with full-on suitcases. But yeah, the video, like there's a few glitches, but then I was like, who's fucking perfect anyway? Not Paulson and not me. So I feel like, fuck it. Fuck! Oh, now you're saying best adult dating site. Did you come back with better? No. You've ruined my stream, mate. Like, I put your shit up on the screen and left it there, kind of ruined. Like, I fucked it myself, but I want to blame you. And now I blocked you and I can't even point at you when I'm yelling at you. I'm putting my arms to the air and saying, it's time to stop the stream, Bill. It's time to enter the torture chamber and go over it again. Who cares? I'll put it in speed mode and it'll be the same slow shit. It's crazy. Okay, bubbling on. Thank you, as always, guys, for rocking up, being with me when we watch this shit, you know. I will never walk alone. I will never post alone. But maybe Malone. Like, yeah. I never got him until I watched, like, him on David Letterman. If you watch that, like, I never got him until I got him. Because I never got Post Malone because I didn't want to. Because Kale from Teen Mum, she's, like, obsessed. And that was too scary for me. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Oh, I've never done subscribers only, Goose. Like, I've never done that. I should try it. But then I would cut out people. Oh no, you'd all be subscribers, except for our little friend with the dating site. Okay. For next time, I'm going to bank that info. Thanks, Goose. And don't ever change your purple thing because I don't ever want to lose sight of Goose. Well, there's two now, but you know. Thanks so much, guys. Oh, he lives in your state. Oh, yes, that's when he was talking about like his child. It's just like so cool. Just anyway, like he's just a chill guy. I never thought that. I might have had some prejudgment there myself, but Kale, that was through you. Okay, fuck my life. Thanks, guys. Take care out there. And yeah, hit subscribe and the bell, and then you will know when I go live because I don't know. And well, we've got to do it. So that's just how the fucking cookie crumbles. Take care, guys. See ya.